You know, we got a positive, right? I know, you come in late. Okay. Say, Cindy, thank you. I don't know how it gets locked back.
Well, if everybody's gone now, hopefully.
Can I sit anywhere? Is there sign seats?
No, anywhere you like.
Sit anywhere you like. 6 feet apart. Especially today.
So.
You're better. You can sit right here.
How about reading things? I didn't bring my glasses with me. I lost my glasses in a field this past weekend. Well, that's not what I was saying.
Not good.
Top of Rolling Creek.
I have an idea for you. I've already reached out to somebody for you. Like I said, we had our first positive today.
We have our first positive. I have an hand sanitizer over there. If you'd like to use some, and we are practicing proper social
Can
distance.
we drink it too, or?
You can do whatever you think is necessary to beat down the virus.
Or did they come up with Florida?
We protect the person. It's a HIPAA violation to expose anything.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, did they come up from Florida, or, you know?
That part you can't tell either. They are a resident of the county. Now, are they a 6 months, 9 months, 12 months, 2 days?
Just remember, you're springing.
Oh, we're spending.
Yes, sir.
It's here. We made it 4 weeks longer than I thought we would.
Well, you know, I was reading yesterday, and it was feeling like a good number of those tests that were done, first and foremost, that were still pending. They hadn't been reported.
Plus, we had tested like 6, even one day we did 15. After that Thursday, people just started coming, making appointments. They did them all outside. One day they did 15.
I'll let Steve, I like to get the antibody test.
You know, I think
That antibody test is coming.
that's the only thing that really.
And how many actually has, yeah.
You can have it, you can be exposed.
Now, smell that day.
Gotta find you a spot. Say hi to them drinking.
I don't know what that is.
Sorry, just.
All right. That was one positive thing that.
Ken, I'm gonna hang around back here.
Distillery started making hand sanitizer.
I'll track you down.
Jay,
Jay.
what's his name?
I can. Did. Oh. Melinda, was that you? Melinda? Okay, is that's you that I'm hearing, yes? Okay.
Let's call to order and then they're gonna be the first thing, right?
Yes.
Right. Can we wait 1 minute? Let's wait 2 minutes on Susan.
Yes. Well, she said she was going to. As long as nobody's going back out and locked it.
Let's start with Rockford down there.
Like, oh, no, number, he did.
I ignored you. I was like, who's that?
Yeah. What do you think about that? Let me know.
And we're waiting for our secretary, and our secretary is someone that's employed, so I'm sure she'll be here.
Yeah, you are.
As soon as she walks in.
I talked to him, well, I guess.
They want to meet. Christian,
I don't
that's
see
your address.
again, Dennis, actually, he does have some job. Right now, what we've got on our screen is help business grow in your community and your local. Guy with the beard, he's
Yeah,
getting the
just
front
wanna
of
cover to get up.
the
What?
Oh, okay. Here's Susan. Let me go get Dennis and he'll crank us up.
Hey, you Susan.
Hey, ladies, good to see you. Good to see you.
I've missed you all.
It feels like it's been 6 months.
It does.
Yes, we can. Just so that we're official, the May meeting of the Lincoln County Economic Development Committee will now come to order. We're going to waive our usual order of business to proceed directly to the presentation. Dennis, where did you go? Dennis left us, unless you, and you started the.
Get me started.
Oh, okay. Dan, if you can start it up, we're ready for you. Yes, because we have.
The way
Dan, the analytics and the reports that you send, you would be able to send those to the Howard County Manager and all of our EDC people, correct? Okay, thank you. Doesn't look like it, man. Excellent. to do that, if you pulled up that county and you see that there's 83 businesses, can you then break that down? Would you be able to determine what the number of businesses are, how many microbreweries, how many, whatever?
that means maybe you want to change your attack and use this as a way to try to go after storing the company, because you know they have a better chance of being successful there because it's a town. Same thing with your jewelry stores, getting novelty stores. You read after and see what they'll all know. And when you get to the other end, these are where there's actually surplus. So based on the national average and the Texas average, it looks like the company is pretty far ahead when it comes to manufacturing mobile homes or home dealers. So it's a really great way to get some insights. And this tool was created by actually our CEO. He used to be a consultant. He said that they can charge $30,000 per client to create something like this. So it's a really great tool with a lot of value behind it and a very good price. Let me see if there's I didn't want to show you this. I know from my conversations with Kate, there's a lot of focus on entrepreneurs here. Maybe this is something that we set up for Cleveland. I'm running over my time. I'll show you this really quick. This is what I mentioned you get for free for a year. Again, it's an idea of setting up a dedicated page to all that small business growth. There's how-to information in here that users can click on if they want. You don't have to take it, but there's some great information in here that's not too onerous. It's very quick, easy to get through. We took a lot of inspiration from Google when designing this, so that it's intimidating. People would even have to look at it for a quick reference guide. You can go back out here, there's indicator information. It's got a lot of the stuff I showed you in that business plan dashboard. It breaks down further with dwelling workforce information. There's another one that has maps. That's things like total workforce in the area. Running a bit slow right now, but total workforce, household income levels, which you can tweak however you like, different industry types if you want to find out where they're at, industries in Cleveland, and different ages. So if you're going after a certain age demographic, you can go in and do more research there. And when you get done, there's a place where you can always have an opportunity to list out new contact for more information for things like funding, business assistance. You can put permitting in there, licensing, whatever you think makes sense. So really, without going too far into details now and trying to go through too much, that is really the nuts and bolts of our offering. Are there any questions around what I've done
Yes,
so far?
yes. On most of your reports, how often do you update those? Yes.
Or updates a year?
What's the cost?
Anywhere from $5,000 to $15,000.
And
500 to
when you
15,000,
send us
according to what we pick to put in it.
these slides,
Figure it.
one of the things, and obviously we're going to be most interested in, is when we look at the menu, is to see what are the costs of the individual menu items. Would you be able to provide us that information? I do like the idea too of doing that session with a small group where we're looking and trying to get a better understanding of what is going to best benefit Avery County as we then go forward to say, okay, what's the package that we could put together within our price range? That may be something that we may want to consider doing. No, I'm listening to you, Dan.
And you're focused purely on entrepreneurial growth. Here's the other ones here. So I think, if we study this and a catalog that has beliefs in it, you have more than enough access to different samples. So the thing we found with people who have so many tools to pick from, nobody really knows where to start. Really have to understand what you're after.
Yes.
So, I can tell you this, and one other thing that we do is, if you're going to be a young person moving forward, I'll circle back with you at the time we agree, and then maybe if your members are not, we're going to sort of an initial list, and then whoever would be involved in the workshop can fill that in and do a short list of where we use, and we can give you a fair price for the cost.
Okay. Let's do it that way. It's a good start.
Yeah, ask him, us being tourism driven, is there any place in there that reports traffic counts or visitors anyway to track that?
That's you here, Phil?
Right.
He's coming.
Okay. Yes. Okay. Okay, how about us being so tourism driven in this county? Is there any place on the website that can report traffic counts from DOT or keep up with how many visitors we have? Yeah, yeah. Okay. Okay, thank you.
Okay.
That was
It's
great.
fascinating.
I was just saying that was great. Thank you. I think that you give us a lot to think about. So we appreciate all the work you've done, and we appreciate knowing there's other communities out there from the people.
I think that's a good plan. We have a lot that we've got to digest from today, and I think we're all going to be interested in looking at the deck that you're going to send us, playing around with it a little bit, getting a better individual feel of what each of these groups can do for some categories. So we now need to conduct a business meeting, so I think if
Thank
nobody
you.
Thank you.
Yeah.
All right,
Thank you.
again, we'll be talking.
So my question is, like, for example, the traffic count, we can go right down here to the highway department and tell them what corner we want, and they give us that same report. I guess, so my thinking is, we need to streamline it. So the information we don't have at our hand, that they can provide. Because I kind of feel like most of the information they're getting is the same information that we put out here. County-wise. Yeah. Yeah. And
But it's just having it under one umbrella and then updating it every 3 months. Because if we had somebody full-time that would keep up with it, yeah, but yeah. We'll give them the information, let them do it.
But that association, could also.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, I think you're good.
That could be, that to me was a very interesting concept. The
Yes.
association with Dun and Bradstreet and the incredible amount of information. Also, the ability, and I realized we had to provide a lot of the information. But like Kate says, to have it in a user-friendly, intuitive format, all in one place, that makes it a little bit more interesting. And we've got a great, resource directory at our website now. It's kind of static and boring.
I think we just need to find out exactly what part of this we want and what the cost is going to be.
Now,
So
Philip, as we go forward, assuming that we're completely offline, do we
We're
have?
still live.
No, I meant with them.
Yes, yes.
Do we have confirmation yet that we would have 5,000 or up to?
Yes, we have
Okay,
5,000.
so that would at least give us a parameter to say, all right, we know we can't go more than that.
It's in the proposed budget.
Okay. All right,
Eric, I got a question. Now, well, this guy, it seems like they packaged information that they must just throw from databases or by some data mining. And I question, how can they know more than we do about Avery County? Or is it just that they are very skilled at packaging information?
It's the packaging the information.
Yeah.
They're packaging the information where it's something that we have failed at.
All the information, all the different resources and everything, so that any one person can access it at any one time.
Yeah.
Rather than you going to Jerry to find out about
Right.
agriculture
Me
information.
calling Susan, Susan calls me back.
Fifth off and say, tell me something about the federal residence flow right now. Things like that. We don't have to do that.
and they make it user-friendly and intuitive. So you're not being frustrated because he makes a good point. People don't have patience when they go online. They want information. Or they want it to be interesting. They don't want it to fight them.
I mean, I can go to DOT, I know about that.
Mhm.
I can do that online.
But it's 3 clicks. You got to click 3 times to find it. This will be click once.
You know, but I don't want to do all
Right.
that.
honestly, what I like about it is if I'm getting ready to put together a report for somebody out of town that's coming in, like I've bothered this poor lady, I don't know how much over the last few weeks, but I feel like whatever I get from them is ready to put in the report. I don't have to change it, I don't have to redo it or anything. And I feel like you know, for me, that's a tremendous advantage.
And, you know, I really, the thing that this, my year, was that one thing where you could go in there and see the, how your businesses wind up with the national plans or the state plans and things like that. And where there could be a need for more businesses this time, or this area is really saturated, I keep looking at it. That really caught my eye.
And Clayton, that's free for the first year.
That's free for the first year.
Well, and
That really caught my eye.
I think that's important, but you gotta make sure that they're dealing with apples and apples.
That's true.
We've got to be dealing with people that are in our situation, you know, the small towns and stuff like that.
Yeah.
A lot of the data that you find on state websites has not been benchmarked.
Yeah.
The newest of the new is 2017.
And that's what I'm
And this
having.
is not being on a page.
As long as they don't give us updates 2017.
And I like that they actually tell the source of their information.
Yes.
Another question from here.
No, well, I guess on the new one thing I talked about this morning, most of the main street, looking for internet, the person is gone, and asked if you've already.
Met with her, yes.
So,
If COVID will leave us alone,
yeah.
we might have a normal life again. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Kate.
And I would say, let's take whatever we can get for free and see how people actually use it. Because the other thing is, you guys want people to start using your website and thinking of you as the place to go. We know that they can search the web and find this stuff. And if we can have these modules plugged into the website where you are, then you suddenly become a report.
And the fact that we can customize it to local entrepreneurs, people that are considering Anchor County, but they're sole proprietors who are going to work from home, whatever, that we can customize it to fit those people and have them say, wow, it's a great site. I learned a lot from this site. Yeah, we can so, thank you, Kate.
Take care, Kate.
I think Eric had a question.
Yeah. According to what Dave's desire is, how much of the raw data and the ability to manipulate the data that we get, so he can put it in a presentation or he can use it for other things. You know, what we saw was great, but then we probably want to use it in the sources and do other things with it. I didn't understand really how that would work. So that's the question I think.
Can we manipulate the data? Is that your question now?
Yeah, the massage, they used it for, not to modify it obviously, but to use it for the purpose that we need to. We can't just take their chart and stick it in somewhere and just copy it. We might want to take the raw data and do something.
But we're going
I think she would allow us to tweak it to what we wanted the end result to be. That's what I understood.
we're gonna feed him a lot of data and
Yeah.
information. And he's gonna put it into his
A
interactive
friendly,
charts and
usable
so on.
source.
Right.
But by the time you get that report, it is,
Yeah.
you know, ready to put into a presentation.
Eric, this day worked on this right here. And it took,
But
he probably drove Susan crazy doing this. So hopefully, the end result will be, this will be available. Next time we have a request for this information, it would be available on our website and he can simply print it off and say, here it is.
But also, Phil,
That's what we want the end result to be.
couldn't you take that and give it to them?
Yes.
And then they're gonna put it in, and so.
So this company A could have just got on the website and found everything they wanted.
I think a lot of that depends, because we had 5 days to put this together. you know, you're not gonna send that off and have it back in 5 days, I don't think.
But we gotta make sure this is what this company asked for, we want to make sure is on our
It's on our
webpage.
website.
And it's, oh yeah, click here it is, you know? And we want it to be so user-friendly that Philip can find it.
Yeah.
You get it to where Philip can find it, everybody be on?
But it's not just me, it's all of us. I mean, if Clayton's talking to somebody that wants to start up a coffee shop, all he's got to do is says, on our website, you can find this, this, and this, and it's that easily done. You know,
Now,
so
That's
all
where
of
we
us
would
can-
like, that's where I would like to get to.
But now, the information that's been put together for use, is that dependent upon us still providing it to them, put it into their database? Or are they going to be able to pull that information and develop a database that we don't have right now?
I think it's probably gonna be both.
Yeah, I understood that he's gonna find a lot of it because it's out there.
Yeah.
But a lot of it, but traffic counts, when I asked, we're gonna have to help him get those. And those are, you know, well, what day was it? And how many times a year we got traffic counts? And what intersections do we have? What months do we want to show the traffic counts? You know, I would feel good if we could show one in the wintertime, one in the summertime, at least, you know, 2 different traffic counts from,
At least
Well,
try.
We do need to go through the business meeting. It's 5 to 6. And I think one of the most important things that we need to do is turn and say, welcome, Jerry Moody.
yeah.
Thank you for joining us. Thank you.
And congratulations, you won. It was a slam dunk.
What did he win?
And where do I win?
He gets to be on this committee.
Oh, okay.
Nobody,
Just
nobody,
All the parts, Jerry.
Yeah, all the parts.
nobody voted against him.
If we can, we do need to move on. We need to address all the way back to February 24th, our minutes. If there are no corrections, changes, or whatever, I would entertain a motion to accept the minutes as received.
you have a separate copy of that, I forgot. Do you have another one?
No, but you can have that one.
You got it memorized?
No, but I got it at home. I can print another one back off.
He knows who to call. Okay, I'm sorry.
While Dave is looking at that, Philip, you want to give us any new information of interest?
Some good things have happened. So the ARC pre-application is in. We haven't heard from that. If everyone will remember, there was an apartment complex that they went after some federal mandated state giving contracts for some income-based tax credits. They have applied for those again. That was due Friday. So hopefully we will hear something positive from that. So number one, we'll hear something from broadband. There are some COVID money that can be spent on broadband, and I have let our senator know that we are in desperate need for some of that, but you know, with the current crisis and internet in our county. Thanks to Mountain Community Bank, I did have a meeting with the Struckshaw family. And hopefully there will be a very positive announcement soon. That's how I'm going to leave that.
I'm sorry, say it again.
I can't say it. Struckshaw, Structd.
No, STRUCTALL.
Okay. They bought the IRC building several years ago. I have been in contact with the new owner of the Newland Shopping Center. Just trying to tell them that we support them and what do they need.
You're talking about the Lowe's building.
The Lowe's building,
Yeah,
yes.
you're
So,
talking about Greg.
and then Dave, take it away. You've been up to a lot.
Well, what this package is we're trying to reach out to businesses that want to come back to the United States from China, from any place that we can get, really. We're trying to go after some pharmaceuticals. This package happens to be a manufacturing company that's doing uniforms, hospital stuff, gowns, all kinds of stuff. And they're in China wanting to come back, and North Carolina is the state that they want to come back to. So we put a package together for them. It's probably going to take a long time, by the time we hear something. But we had to come up with 3 buildings, which we did. Only one of them really made sense. And I guess I can go on about that, but to give them an idea, the main one was the old Haynes manufacturing building. Okay, and I did that because that's their industry. So let them know that, hey, we had these people here. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that Philip and I had discussed, 2 things we couldn't hit. We couldn't hit the interstate location that they would like, and we couldn't hit the hub zone, because all of our hub zone basically is on the east or western part of it. And so I'm a type of person that I like to bring the negatives up first and talk about the negatives. And I did that because Haynes was there. They're not using, more than likely, they're not using huge semis. They're using, regular moving size trucks. So you can do 221, and we're in the center of 81 and 40 and 421, which goes totally east. So I tried to point all that out to them, and Mr. Poor gave us a tremendous price for them of what he would rent it to them for. 50 cents a square foot is almost unheard of, guys. And so I think there's a lot of positives in that particular thing. The one good thing to come about it is Philip has contacted our representative to increase our hub zone in our county, because we don't have any industry. And she had pointed out that she was going to try to contact the federal
federal government sets up the hub zones, and unaware to us until we were asked, my area of the county is our hub zone. And we're like, look, our whole county could qualify for this. And they agreed with me on the phone. They just got to push someone with the federal government to change it, so we can score favor.
Was located in that same building.
No, I didn't.
No, we didn't.
A medical manufacturer.
I was not told that. Okay.
Yeah, they did.
I wasn't told that, so I didn't. But, anyway, these guys, Mr. Poor is going to do almost anything he can to get them in there. And the other 2 buildings really weren't much, but hopefully we'll hear something. We'll see what happens. And we put together all kinds of different documents, as you're well aware of. But something like this would help us do that.
Yeah.
It really would. And really with their graphs and everything, I think that's going to be very impressive to have.
And this webpage also lets you do your county's available property.
Yeah.
So
one of the things that I'm getting ready to do now is I'm reaching out to somebody else for the loan building. And but I want to put in there about some of our tourism traffic. Now Melinda told me today that, during the Highland Games, we had like 60,000 people come in here for that. Well, I need to know that kind of stuff, and maybe they can put together that kind of stuff as well. And, so there's just a lot of things going that is a positive.
We get asked all the time, what's our summer population? Well, unless we go door to door, on what day do you want me to go? we're not gonna know. So what the tax office did, when I was there, we just counted, we highlighted on the map what we considered a second home and multiplied it by 2. Assuming 2 people are in the home at any given point from May to October. And that's just an educated guess. Because I don't know if there's 12 of you, or if there's 2 of you, or if there's, or nobody's there, you know? So it's a moving target.
But
It's like the census.
I had talked to Ken last week, and I know you guys know who I'm talking about, but this group called SCORE, they are guys that are, it's senior core, I think that's right, senior core of retired executives that are in our county. And these guys are willing to come in, talk to us about helping small businesses, whether it's a business plan, whether it's financing, whether it's just setting up whatever they want to do. And I'd like to have them come in and talk to us, and you were talking about June. And because that's our first step, is to have somebody like that. First of all, most of these guys live in our area, like, you know, Elk River and the places that got the funds to help put all this together for us. And I think we'd be crazy not to take advantage of all that. And this guy, his name was Ken, I think it was Ken something. I'll tell you a story about this. I sat through this leadership meeting on Zoom for 5.5 hours, right? I'm taking notes the whole time. 2 days ago or 3 days ago, I go home, my pup gets out, everything in the house was fine, but my paper of notes all totally destroyed. So I'm totally.
That dog age, they don't
Totally.
know.
But I think this is our first step, and there's a lot of steps that we need to do here. But I know I've talked to Ken and Susan about all this, that if we're going to do it, we just need to do it. Philip and I talked to Bill Slagle, and he gave us some great information about what to do. And I think our group needs to plan out, okay, we need housing, we need, you know, business locations, you know, and I forget what the other one was I was thinking about, but we need to plan on each one of those things. And we're almost going to have, the county, in my opinion, is almost going to have to do some of it to get us started. I think once we get started, then I think other people will snowball and you know, come together. But I don't think anybody's going to come into us right now the way we are. If somebody sees something going forward and us developing, then, like Philip says, it's going to snowball. But we got to do it. It's just, you know.
Well, we got talking about the plan. You have 2 very viable, moderately sized trucking companies right in the
Yes,
Mhm.
I know.
transport.
Mhm.
And they transport
All over the United States. Yeah.
And then, of course, you've got the one down in Mexico, and then it used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, those are 3 really very good sized trucking companies.
Yeah, and they're not afraid of the highway system.
No, I know they're not. And that was one of the things that I put in there. You know, that we've got actually good roads. You know, what do we got? 15 miles one way and maybe 20 miles the other way. And then you've got 4-lane roads.
Absolutely.
They might not be interstates, but they're 4-lane roads. And, you know, we have truckers that come up through here. They hit 81 and go to Johnson City all the time. So I tried to, you know, kind of package all that.
Always keep in mind that during Christmas tree season, we ship out 1.25 million trees, which is 1,700 tractor trailers. So there's
1,700 tractor trailers.
1,700 tractor trailers, 53 footers come up here.
Yeah. When he was talking about industry, I thought, number one, we got to market the Christmas trees. And then number 2, our second home, can that not be an industry? I mean, we need to let
It's
them
real
know.
estate, it's real, for the real estate.
I mean, where else is there over 50 homes under construction in a county during COVID-19? Here.
On top of which, great, if you could attract a developer who was interested in building, okay, medium price home.
I've got that guy, I just can't find the dang land. I've got the builder, I've got a financial backer. Find me the land that I can afford to buy and put in.
With water and sewer.
$150,000 to $275,000 home. It's almost impossible,
Jerry?
you know? I mean, I've been in that business my entire life. And we just can't, I've even got the floor plans for those things. So it's just hard to find the land.
One day we're gonna knock the ball out of the park. I forgot two things, and I'm sorry. So today, I was called by the tax office that the deed was stamped for our 5th Dollar General in Avery County, which will be on 1980. Okay. And the drive-through market, signage is up, signs are up, and their want ads are up. So I look for them to open soon right here at the old Flick Video at the red light. So, and what a better time to open up when you can go get bread, milk, whatever you need through a drive-through window. Yes. Amazing. Amazing. The bottom of 3 Mile.
Where?
The bottom of 3 Mile. Yes.
Well, I mean, I knew it.
Yeah, Dollar General goes and they'll find land, you know, affordable land in where there's a population that will support it. So I cheered them on big time. Tell me when you, I don't think I've been in one that I've never not waited in line to get through a cash register.
Well, I'll tell you, the one out by Land Harbor, that's been totally remodeled. And I'm telling you, it's like a complete grocery store now.
Yeah.
Yes, I mean, they're selling regular food, you know, that you would find at Ingles even. You know, so.
Right, the other thing is, do we want to even think about trying to reschedule the workshop day? Or is it still a little bit early to even start thinking about that?
I think so too.
It's my thought.
Yeah.
That, you know, I mean, we have seen so many things. Yes, things even surprised me going out a ways, July to get canceled.
Yeah.
Okay, so we'll go from that.
Because when do we open up? Are the restaurants opening up at the end of this week? Did I hear?
Anybody watch the governor's press conference today?
I did listen to it
Okay.
before coming, yes. And they had one of the biggest fights in Burn, Texas, this Saturday that they had on any given week.
Just look at Burke County.
But the more you test, the more cases
Right.
you're at.
Yeah.
You know, that doesn't mean that people are getting hospitalized, that just means you got cases.
The key is not hospitalized. So,
So they put
I'm
that
afraid-
off opening up.
yeah, no,
I'm gonna present Sunday.
he did not allude to anything. They just stayed on the narrow path.
Wasn't he going to come back out on Thursday?
There'll be another press conference.
And that's the one where people are looking for the
Yes.
relaxation.
Go to 50% capacity on your restaurants.
Yeah. Comply with the.
We went to Tennessee, not this weekend, but before last. And we went to a good restaurant. And it was very good. I mean, we sat in a booth, the one behind us was empty, the one in front of us was empty. And the tables over here were 10 feet away from us. And everybody there had masks and gloves on that were working there.
I was going to say hardly.
That's all right.
Yeah, but I mean, you know, that was working there. So I mean, it was done right. So you didn't even feel at all intimidated.
Jerry, is there anything that you'd like to?
Well, as far as agriculture, I mean, one thing that I think we need to think about is right now, the tree season is 6 months away. And as of right now, there's not been that many negative knocks. But if we have a second flush of COVID come out in the fall, that could very well hurt our growers. I have had reports that 3 buyers have backed out of purchasing any trees simply because they feel the risk is too great. And as far as the workers, they had 3 workers test positive over in Ashe County, and these boys had come in late, and there was 50 on the bus, and one of them, when they got on the bus, had the symptoms, but they didn't realize it and dispersed the whole crowd, so they went across the whole state, and now they've got 19 that are being tested over there. All of our guys have been pretty tight with their men, not allowing them to go to any place, and keeping them wearing masks and going to theater stuff in the morning. The other thing I'd like to mention is that I think that another opportunity that we haven't looked at, or have not seen us look at, it's the same thing that happened with Yancey County. They have a greenhouse coming in down there that's spending $86 million, and it's going to employ 150 people, and it's a hydroponic system, and they're going to be doing a 20-acre site, 10 acres of greenhouses and 10 acres of water retention used for the system. When I first started here, there was a company out of Connecticut that came down that was interested because of our temperature differential in the summer. It makes us prime for growing vegetables inside the greenhouse. It's 15-degree difference between day and night temperatures. The fruit sits better, it tastes sweeter, and everything else about it. So one option is to look for companies like that may be interested. There's one in Yancey, now there's one down in Asheville, and they're vegetables. I mean, one in Yancey's going to be growing romaine lettuce. And they're up and coming industry. I think they're ranked 3rd in the nation. They start out of Massachusetts. So there may be opportunities for greenhouses that come in 5, 10 acre greenhouses that would employ 15 to 20, maybe up to 75 people that would go along with our already agrarian society. And they wouldn't need things like sewer and water, things like that. So it's kind of well, a water source. They could hang pretty tight.
When you're talking parcels that size here, what are we talking about price per acre?
I don't know, it all depends which part of the county you're talking about. Talking about Banner Hill, you're gonna be 15, 20,000.
Now, let's say you're talking more down this end.
3,000, 4,000. And really, I mean, it would, I think you get it for 3,000, 4,000.
The Yancey site have water sewer.
Yeah, it was one of the old plants. They basically
Right.
raised the plant off, and all the substructure was still there, the concrete was still there. And so they were coming in and putting all this infrastructure on top.
It's been a while since I talked to Lynn about how did you, but they did market that property for 10 years.
I think that you know, one thing that we could do is the same way as you make up that little footprint right there is to make up one for the agrarian side that would go towards because right now with the way the industry is touching the local food movement is really strong. And local is just within 1,000 miles. So the main producers up in the Northeast, and he can't call himself local down here, but he has a satellite company down here, satellite site down here, and he can be local. And I think we go after those markets because we're climate, because we're temperature differential, and because of things like that, it would make us sit pretty high. Because we're looking from Asheville on the difficulty we have is going to be our distance from the highways. But if Yancey has it, then we can at least we can use them. So hey, they picked a spot at Yancey, so we're just 25 more miles up the road.
And you talked about the main plant on the foundation, or had the sewer, the water, and that. Maybe we can convince Nelson to do that over here.
I know you get it for 3,000-4,000.
No, there's no way.
Well, maybe he wants to be the back.
Try 100,000 a day.
But there's opportunity, I think there's opportunities that we haven't really.
What's the name of that operation?
I got it right here.
Yeah, it's been,
Is it hydroponic?
it's a hydroponic, but it's a new company out of
We had it in the
Massachusetts.
minutes, give me, Susan.
Yes, it's.
It was, they're a completely green, no pesticide company.
It's not bad.
Yeah, except they're
We talked
using
about it.
fertilizers in the hydroponic mix, so it's kind of
Okay.
iffy on that.
Can I get together on
Yeah.
that? I don't know.
Gary, everything is organic.
Yeah. But overall, I mean, the agricultural industry is strong. The trees had their best year. Last year, the average wholesale price was between $26 and $32 for a 6-foot tree. 2 years ago, it was $2. That our average before that was 16 to 18 in the field. So the glut is over. We've lost a lot of growers. We went from 900 growers to 250. We still have about 5,000 acres in production as far as that goes. The seedling market is still tight, so that tells me there's not a impending, but we got a good 7 years. You know, as soon as the transplant market increases to where there's actual overages and there's actual seedlings left to be planted, then you start counting 7 years will be in another glut. But right now, everyone's going back planting everything they can.
Gary, what's the concern with those people? So you heard like this just recently that was this major buyers that's backing out, like huge?
I sent an email out to all my growers and I said, you know, is this a concern? Is this something we need to start planning for? Is this something we need to start talking about? And it was like 1,000, it was one small grower with 1,000 tree order. But all it takes is 4,000 or 5,000 tree
Right.
orders to go down.
Right,
And-
for a small guy, that's gonna kill him.
Right. But again, it all depends what happens. I mean, what worries me more, what gives me more concern are the guys who sell the box stores, because they're basically putting those trees in the box stores on consignment. So if you don't, it's pay by scan. So,
Yeah.
you know, you're putting the trees in there. You don't, someone doesn't buy that tree. If you put 100,000 trees in and then one tree gets purchased, they get paid for one tree. And so the virus outbreak happens again, or they clamp down on something in the fall, and there's 100,000 trees sitting in all the Home Depots and Lowe's and Walmarts around here. That could be devastating. But that, we won't
And
know
how
that.
many people are gonna be comfortable having a tree shipped to your home? If this thing,
Well, we have 2 guys that do that, and they're maxed out. There's no way they put a tree in a box every 15 seconds during the height of the thing. They can't go, there's no more they can do for that. So that's one concern that we have showing up is that. And the other concern I'll throw at you, because I know you've always wanted to have an agricultural market, is that sense that no one knows how to cook anymore. Anything you sell as far as fresh vegetables have to be pre-packaged. So all you gotta do is take the plastic off and eat it. If you have to take that tomato and cut it, or take that whatever zucchini and fry it, it's not gonna get sold. So those are the issues. So the other opportunity we have in agriculture we need to look at are the alternative ag stuff, the soap makers, the blue apron type operations, things of that nature. And those will need our help, because if you take a tomato, I can sell Philip a tomato via email, send it to him whole, there's no issue. But I take that tomato and cut it in half so he has a half a tomato, all of a sudden it's the USDA, the NCDA, local food inspectors. And there's 3 sets of rules they gotta go by. And so if someone wants to go in, I think there's opportunity there. But at the same time,
it opens up a whole.
yeah, the tools that you're thinking about putting on this website could be, I would hope to have something in there to include something along those lines, feasibility, things of that nature.
You know, it's almost like this that's going on is trying to set us back, which is probably a good idea. Yeah, I know it is, but I'm saying, so we grow our own stuff, we start selling it more.
Depending on ourselves.
Yeah, depending on ourselves, and
I can tell you all the seats gone. There's, if you order a seat, wherever's there is there. There is no more stock house of anything. I mean, all the Park, Sea, Burpee, all the, of Harris, there was a big run on all the seed this year. So there's gonna be a lot of vegetables being planted. Whether there's gonna be any harvest or not, I don't know, because it takes some skill to do that, to work. But, so it'll be interesting.
H2A is the main spot, which farmers in the area work, workers. H2B is the main spot, which places in the gated communities import workers for summer seasonal work, food service workers, chefs, golf course, exactly. If H2B workers cannot be imported this summer, the gated communities are going to be real bad. It could be really good or really bad. It could mean that people in every county that are unemployed can find work, but most of it's skilled labor. So that's something that I don't think a lot of people have even given thought to yet. But that's something that within the next month really got a serious impact on the county.
Well, I talked to Josh Smith at Upriver, who's the Green's first person.
And they depend on
And, he said that they have done really good a lot of this year. He said, we got all these guys back there. I'm not so sure about the other people.
they've got golf course workers, but who's gonna staff the kitchen and
Right,
dining
exactly.
room?
You're right, exactly. You've got all those, people in the kitchen, as well as waiters and waitresses. All of those folks are H2B.
Last year, ACL imported people from India.
Don't quote me, but pretty sure that one of the resorts is not planning on doing any opening of their dining facilities at all to July 5th. Just waiting on,
And when they do,
yes, yep.
Well, that brings up one of the things that I had, is there anything that we as the EDC can do to help our COVID-19 impacted business?
Help them find resources, number one. It is on the website. I know there's a lot of frustration with not being able to get information. I've been promised a phone number that businesses can call when they do get frustrated. It's just slow because it's all of North Carolina, guys. And then it's all of the United States. The whole United States is in this crisis. And,
And I've
we're just, this business is one of the numbers.
I've been asked relative to, COVID-19 and various programs, but they're all tapped out.
Yeah.
So there's very little funding that's left if you haven't already applied.
That's right.
I heard there's still some PPP money.
But you gotta go, people need to go to their community bank to really pursue that. Don't go to Bank of America, don't go to Wells Fargo. Go to your community banks. They're the ones who are able to push those SBA, PPP monies through. If there's any to push that.
We have a wonderful resource in our COVID from the standpoint of if you need someone to help you, if you've never been involved in this kind of application before, Alan will almost do everything but hold your hand to write the words. He will. He's incredibly well.
And Philip, you mentioned something about COVID-19, Wi-Fi, resources, and money. And that was one of the big things that they put in that. I can't remember if it's the second or third.
Stimulus, yeah.
A stimulus $1 trillion bill and everything. But, we missed out on that with the stimulus stuff back in 2008. Let's not miss out on that.
Right.
Again, because
Exactly.
it's there. I mean, and I was reading a thing yesterday, every county, the board of counties selected to equip schools, some of the school buses with Wi-Fi to be stationed across the country.
Hotspots.
For the students and stuff like that. You know, that shows there's a need right there.
Yeah.
Let's get as much of that as we can. You know,
I could use it, I could use what they mandated for the state for my county, for our county. Yeah, we need the whole 9 million.
We're 26,000.
Home, at home,
But the broadband, they do a broadband ranking for each county.
we're 26 of 100.
Our score is 26 out of 100. And right now with me, I can't hold meetings, so I'm having to do everything online. And there's no sense in me doing it online because I can only reach 7 or 8 people.
I thought that was good.
We didn't approve the minutes.
Yeah.
We didn't.
Okay.
We didn't vote.
You put in motion.
I will in motion.
Second, all those in favor signify by raising your hand. Eric, raise your hand.
Linda's still on there?
All right, it is now 6:30. We are, before now our new way of doing it, which I would say there's no objection to closing the meeting. But I think we owe Janice a huge vote of appreciation, for staying with us, making sure everything worked. Janice, thank you
Thank
so
you, Janice.
very, very
Thank you,
much.
sir.
Thank you.
And Jerry, you're gonna be a great asset. Good to see you, Eric. That looks like a good haircut.
Yeah, I need one, yeah.
No, it looks good.
My wife would give me one any day now.
All right, then, if there is no objection to closing the meeting, there is no objection. This meeting is adjourned.
One of the things that I would like to do though, is one of our meetings, just sit down and talk about how we can expand what the county needs, what our steps are to get there. And, because matter of fact, Bill suggested that Bill and I get together and go out and look at a couple pieces of property from his suggestion of starting up something. And so